Hello, this is Skyfire, the Pokemon Animatic, bringing you a Pokemon 4th Gen Wi-Fi battle video. I'm playing Platinum on this one, and I'm playing against Dugong from Dot's Pokemon Wi-Fi room. Now that's Dugong with a U, not EW. Looking at this team, I knew he had a Sandstorm team, and I figured, I really didn't like weather teams, but I was going to try it anyway. He brings in his Sandile, which already confused me when I saw the Sandile, and I realized it was a Hippo. I bring in my Lilley Pachirisu. I started with the Charm, of course, because I was expecting an Earthquake, but I always realized that when it comes down to Hippos, they always like to start with Stealth Rock, and that's exactly what he did. I don't know why I didn't predict that before. So, after the recovery damage, I just looked and said, okay, I was going to get him down to half HP, but unfortunately the Super Fang missed. And what's worse, the Toxic actually hit. Now wait, Super Fang has what, 90 accuracy? Toxic only has what, 80? And his hit, I don't know, I guess the 80s and 90s, I guess, matter for some reason, or doesn't. Well, I didn't know, but anyway. He switches out, raising the count. I believe it is a Gligar, which I see. And the Super Fang actually hits this time, so I'm like, okay, everything's looking a little better for Lilley. Although still the problem is I still have to deal with that toxic damage, and the thing about me about toxic damage is that it gets worse as the gets longer in the game, especially you got the same Pokemon. So it was gonna be a really tough go for Lilley. So I was looking like, okay, I'm going to get this attack down because I was going to try to do an Earthquake, but the Charm missed, and he goes for a Taunt, which means this must not be an attacking Gligar. It had not to be in order for it to use Taunt. So I'm like, okay. So I see Taunt and Toxic. No, I didn't see Toxic. So anyways, he's still recovering, and I'm still getting damaged by the Toxic. So I went for another Super Fang, and then it goes for a substitute. I'm like, oh great. So that sub taunt, at least I see him. So the worst part about it is, even if I do use Super Fang, it won't take it down because it goes by half the HP that it has on. And unfortunately, even when I do the Super Fang, it doesn't take out the sub because the sub doesn't have as low of HP as the actual Gligar does. So that kind of foots me over a bit. And then he uses the Roost. So now I think I know the entire set now for Gligar, which is well, at least I think I know 3. I know Sub, Taunt, and Roost. So I wonder what the 4th is. Well, I didn't know off the bat. I just figured I was going to at least try to get the Sub out before Lilley goes. The Taunt goes off. Unfortunately, I can't use Charm. Not like it was going to work anyway because the Sub's still up. So I just went for the Super Fang to try and get the Sub out, which it did. And what's funny is he uses a Taunt, knowing I only have 21 HP left. I'm going to get pretty much fainted by the Toxic damage, even before the Sandstorm. Sandstorm only gets you down to 5 HP, but even as I recover back to 21, there's still the poison damage I had to deal with, which pretty much put Lilley down. So that was not the way that I wanted to start. But then, of course, it's Lilley. Lilley's not really a big attacking Pokemon. It's only used for a certain other reason, which I don't want to talk about, but everybody probably knows since I use Lilley a lot lately. So anyways, I bring in my Skycatcher, that is my Togekiss, and the Air Slash missed. But even funnier, he goes for a Taunt. Good thing I don't have any special other moves for Skycatcher. I could use Thunder Wave anyway because of the fact that it's ground type, so I couldn't really use Thunder Wave on the Gligar. I tried for a flamethrower, it missed. I don't know about this evasion thing, but it kind of gets me to the fact that it gets a little frustrating. If they ban Evasion Clause through Bright Powder and Double Team, why don't they just ban the Gligar because of the Sandville? Make that as something. So I go for Flamethrower the first time it missed. I go for Flamethrower the second time it missed again. This is probably the frustration they have against Garchomp. And I don't know why Garchomp was put Uber. But anyways, he goes for a sub, and again, I'm dealing with Toxic again because he did Toxic on the other turn. So the Flamethrower, as I try for a third time, finally hits. But I'm already down to less than half HP. Then even worse, I gotta deal with another Roost. So at least now I know Gligar's full moveset. Taunt, Baton, oops, did I say Baton Pass? It's Taunt, Sub, Toxic. Wait. It's Taunt, Sub, Toxic, and Roost. So anyways, the Taunt went off finally, and now the Flamethrower hits for a fourth time. And what I was suspecting was a burn, so I could at least get some residual damage off of this thing. And guess what? Finally, Skycatcher does something right. So anyways, he goes for another sub. I was hoping he would sub down far enough where the burn damage would get to him, but I was wrong. So I had to deal with, again, Sandstorm and Poison. So now Skycatcher's gone. That's 0 for 2 for me for some odd reason. And I was getting a little, paranoid or frustrated, something like that. See, if only he took a little bit more damage, I probably would have had a chance. But now that I've seen the boost set, all I have to do is set up with a calm mind, even with the sub out. Because it would give me a much of a better chance. I was suspecting the Roost at the time, but instead he goes for Toxic. I'm like, okay. So now I feel this is some type of toxic stall team, and just looking back from during the time of Lilley, it showed that the whole team was almost toxic, but later on it might not get to that point, I guess. I don't know, it just might be me. Anyways, I go for a Shadow Ball to try and get the sub out, especially I've already done a +1, and Ludington's special attack is pretty high enough to get that Gligar sub out there, but he goes for a Roost. And I'm like, okay. I wasn't really worried about Roost too much because it wasn't going to bring it all the way back to green, which as I see. So at least it'll give Raikou a chance to get that Gliscor out and finally put a 1 on my side. But I saw the leftovers and I'm like, great. There goes that green, but I forgot about the burn, so it's back down to yellow. So I'm like, okay. Ludington goes in with the Hidden Power Ice, and with the 4 times damage, I don't really think it's going to do a sub, or it was might have going to do another Roost, but it didn't matter because the count is gone, and that finally puts me at 1. But I'm still 1 down, and I'm trying my best to at least make it even. But with that poison damage, it was going to be a little bit of an iffy. So, he brings in his Squidward, which is a Crawdaddy, and he uses Protect already. I'm like, I keep forgetting, if it's Toxic Stall, I should know that a Protect is going to come up. I thought it was going to be for the Gliscor, but I guess not. Oh well. So, do I see 1 HP for Ludington? Yes, literally 1. So I went again for the Hidden Power Ice. It took it down to, about half, which was just what I was looking for until I saw the recover. So it's this. So you got Protect, Recover. I don't know what the other move was, but I really didn't see. I just decided to let it go, and unfortunately that's Ludington now, so now I'm 2 down again. And it was getting frustrating. So I bring in my temperance, and again, these rocks are killing me. I hate. So you got rocks, Sandstorm, toxic. Yeah, it's pretty much residual. There goes the toxic again. So we got toxic, recover, and protect on that Crybilly. This pretty much is a team of walls, at least for the half part. I really didn't know. And here comes the protect again. I should have did another sword stance, but I wasn't really thinking. I just figured he was probably gonna go for something like a rock tomb or something like that. But I was wrong. I tried for the X scissor. It didn't really get hit. So I tried one more time for the X scissor. Temperance is hopefully gonna make things a little better for the team. And I was right, because it one hit KO the Squidward, and I was pretty happy at that. So now I'm only down one. I was like, okay, I might have a chance. I said might, because usually it comes down to weather teams, which are pretty annoying, to be honest. It's like, well, if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. So he brings in this Nux, which is his Sans. Oh man, I don't know if I was about to say Sand Shrew, but it's Sand Slash. So he goes for the Earthquake. I was hoping it was gonna not put it down to much, but it is down that much to 8. 8 HP. You know, what's with these single digit HPs lately? 1, 7, 8. Okay, so that's the math. Anyways, Temperance is gone. I'm back 2 down again. So I decided to bring in my Dix Highway. I knew he was gonna switch, which brings in this Tits. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, I go for a bulk up. Kind of not expecting much to be done. So I went for another bulk up, wondering if I already done Stealth Rock, then I have a funny feeling it's gonna do something like Spikes, or in this case, Toxic Spikes. So I'm like, okay, at least it's not doing Toxic. It's funny because it has Toxic in it. How funny is that? So, being the guy that I am, I go for the Ice Punch on the Needle Queen. And I was hoping it was going to one-hit KO like Pinsir did to Crybilly, but it was that close. And then the poison point coming. I'm like, why is everybody getting poisoned? Everybody's gotten poisoned. So here comes this. Here comes more Toxic Spikes. That means anybody who switches in, they're not poison type, is gonna get toxic automatically. So that's a double floppy. So anyways, I went for another Ice Punch. I'm already poisoned, so not like anything worse can do. So with that, the Tits are gone, or is, I don't know. Why I just say the Diddle Queen's gone? That's all I can say. That's really all I can say. So I got Sandstorm damage, I got residual poison damage. And the poison damage is worse this time because it's poison. So he brings in his Spike, which is his Cacturn. And at least I finally got somewhere. I could have used U-turn, but I didn't want to risk putting out my other Pokemon yet. So I just went for the Cross Chop, and it actually hit. And it took down the Cacturn in one hit. I'm like, alright, Dix Highway is actually doing something right for a change. Or at least part of my team. So I think I'm on if I'm even or up one. I think I might be even, which I am even. So now there's 2 Pokemon on my side, 2 Pokemon on his side. He brings down the Hippopotamus again. I just went for the good move of the Ice Punch, took it down to just about that much again. Now realizing he has a Focus Sash. A Focus Sash Hippo? Really? I find that very, very odd. It's like a Focus Sash Blissey. Okay, never mind. I ain't gonna talk about that. That was a long, long time ago. I had to deal with the Focus Sash Blissey. But a Focus Sash Hippo, I find that very funny. Now, the worst thing about this, I have to deal with Toxic and Rocks on Charmers. And Charmers had you made a move and already down 108 points. So I'm like, let's get this game finished. I went for the Flamethrower, and the Sandile, or the Hippopotamus, as they say, is gone. So I'm like, Charmers might actually win this game for me. Magmortar might really do it for me. If I don't get dead off by the poison damage. So anyways, here comes the Sand Slash again, and I go in for the game because the Flamethrower is Stab with high special attack, and I don't think that Sand Slash has any good special defense. That Sand Slash is gone. I'm like, thank goodness, all my Pokemon were poisoned, but at least 2 survived. Good game to Dugong. I was kind of frustrated at the start, but at least it came out good. Anyway, Skyfire saying rate, comment, subscribe, and have a good day. See you next time.